Welcome to the channel. This is Coach Charles on Kick on Sports. Now, these are very interesting periods in Manchester United fans' life, and man, what is going on? What is really going on? Because now Brentford wants 70 million for Brian MBEUMO. For them to be able to release Brian MBEUMO, they want us to pay 70 million. United were comfortable with 65 million. I think there is only the structure of the payment that was becoming problematic, but what I am looking at here and is being reported all over social media and mainstream media is that Brentford want 70 million for Brian MBEUMO. They cannot release him without that money, and they are adamant about it, and this is becoming really complicated. Now the question is, how come Manchester United are taking forever to discuss this deal? If United want this player, how come they were not able to bridge this gap at the difference earlier before Brentford upped their asking price? Because hey, it's been 6 weeks, and there's a video I did in this channel that's talk about the number of players other clubs have signed ever since the Brian MBEUMO to Manchester United rumors started. And that was like, what, 6 weeks ago. And up to now, we've had the Club World Cup come and go. Manchester United are still discussing Brian MBEUMO. We've had Chelsea sign over 6 players. Manchester United is still discussing Brian MBEUMO. We've had Liverpool, we've had Man City sign big players. And today when I went live, I discussed whether Manchester United will be able to compete with some of these big boys when it comes to the Premier League at this rate. Because let's be honest, let's be very honest. This is pathetic negotiation. I think the people who are in charge of transfer to Manchester United are not serious about their jobs. They're not serious about the club, and they're not serious about the future of the club. And fans are going ballistic out there. You know, fans are going mad out there, because it's always very funny when your neighbor, that is your direct competitor, is doing some serious stuff. Yet all you see is your club is just pursuing one player. And this takes me back to the De Jong saga when Erik ten Hag was trying to sign him from Barcelona. You know, it took forever, and basically it never worked. We ended up buying some players that we didn't really need, or players that we had not budgeted for, and we ended up having a very unbalanced squad for that matter. And look what happened to Erik ten Hag. He got fired because of some of these decisions that we are looking at the moment. And that is exactly what this Brian MBEUMO feels like. This saga feels exactly like that of Frankie de Jong from Barcelona. Now, the only positive about this particular deal is that Brian MBEUMO only wants Manchester United. You know, if he wanted another club, or if he was open to moves to other clubs like Victor Gyökeres, who originally was wanted by Liverpool, then Manchester United, then Arsenal. So right now he has settled for Arsenal. That is a different case. But this is a player that from the word go, he just wants Manchester United. You know, that is all that is in his mind. How come a club like Manchester United cannot take that prerogative and make this deal as quick and as fast as possible? You know, that way the club is able to move forward from having to negotiate forever, because that is exactly how it feels right now. You know, fans are livid, and I was listening to some of the big YouTubers of Manchester United. You know, hey, these guys are going ballistic. These guys are losing their minds. You know, the words they are using. But hey, it is negotiation, and it's never easy. The transfer window is still open, yes, but the length of it is what is killing most of Manchester United fans. It's just too drawn out. Why will it be so drawn out when a player wants Manchester United, our coach wants the player. It is a very simple marriage that I think the club should have looked at very, very fast and brought the player into the fold. But hey, it means that if the friendly between Manchester United and Leeds that will be played on Saturday, it means that we cannot get MBEUMO. He will not be present in that game, you know. And then the US tour that Manchester United are about to embark on, it means that Manchester United will not be, MBEUMO will not be joining Manchester United on that trip. Now, where is the blending going to happen? When will the blending take place? Because this is exactly what we saw with Erik ten Hag, whereby players were brought late after the transfer window was almost closed. Players and the manager and the team had gone to the tour, they had blended, then they got players after that. Because I had a feeling that this time around things will be done differently, because when Cunha was signed, it had the semblance of organization, the semblance of seriousness, the semblance of a club that is ready to make good decisions going forward. That is not what is happening. That is not what we are seeing currently, because we are still negotiating Brian MBEUMO 6 weeks later. And now Brentford, knowing that Manchester United are desperate for this player, they have upped their asking fee from 60, now it is 65, now 70 million pounds. You know, the other day they did bid for Ipswich Omari Hutchinson, and I think the clause that allowed Omari to live on the cheap expired. So basically, what Brentford are trying to do is to raise money from Manchester United for Omari Hutchinson and so forth, because Omari plays exactly where MBEUMO plays. But what we know is this deal will go through, but Manchester United will have to cough out some really serious cash. They'll have to do it, and the earlier the better. Because if the coach needs this player and the player is comfortable coming to Manchester United, how come we're not pushing for this guy to be brought in immediately, so that the coach can be able to just blend him into the team, you know? And remember, our first game is against Arsenal, and you can see what Arsenal is doing out there. And I keep repeating, I am almost sounding like a broken record, but hey, that is the truth, you know? That is the basic truth, is that our very first game is against Arsenal, and they have really strengthened a team that was basically way too strong last season. Now they have added some really good players in the mix, and Manchester United are still discussing on Brian MBEUMO, you know? So something has to give, and it has to be done now. It has to happen now, so that the player can be able to blend with the rest of the playing stuff. Now, my other video, the live, we were discussing about the bomb club, you know, the Rashford, Sancho's, Anthony, you know, Malacia, you know, those are players that the club does not need. We cannot wait forever to sell these players for us to get MBEUMO. Why can't we use the extra money that is coming in from the sale of Elanga and the other kid to Madrid, so that we can up this bid, make it happen now, so that the club can be able to move on. Now, I rarely ask about your subscription, but hey, I need this subscription. Click on the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and if you are already subscribed, thank you very much, and let's keep on looking at some of these things.